All right, we're about a month away from my college football season previews for each conference. So we're going to use this filter and blind rank the top 5 teams based on their pressure of going into this 2026 college football season. All right, first school we got BYU. Not bad at all. They had a good season last year, fell short of the playoff. I'd probably put them at 3. They feel pretty safe compared to the rest of the schools that we might end up getting. But Bear Bachmeier in year 2 at quarterback, I believe, is going to be able to see a little bit of a step up. So not as much pressure, but a little bit to be able to get into the playoffs for BYU in the Big 12. All right, not a bad first one at 3. Vandy. Honestly, there's going to be a good amount of pressure on Vanderbilt to replicate the success they had last year under Diego Pavia at quarterback. Now with a 5-star starting for them, I'll put them above BYU at number 2 just to be able to replicate what they were able to do and get all the money they did based on their last season's success. All right, we got our first 2. I don't know if I ranked anybody too high or not. Notre Dame. Okay. This might be it, and this might be number 1 just based on how the end of last year went with their complaints about not getting into the college football playoffs. The whole rule changed to where they were going to be able to get in. I think they're under the most pressure just because of the fact of the matter, which is it's basically written in the stars for them to make the college football playoffs. So let's put them at number 1. I feel like that's a pretty good one for number 1 for Marcus Freeman trying to get back. Kentucky, new head coach. Expectations are not that high, but also not too low. 4 seems like a good place just because they're not expecting to finish top of the SEC, but they're just trying to finish just a little bit above the basement. All right, let's see who is the least amount of pressure this year. Unfortunately, this might be number 1. Josh Heupel under a lot of pressure this year to see if he can turn this team around with some young quarterback play. Yeah, this is not a good one to get at 5, but let me know what you guys think of the terrible blind ranking that I just did in the comments below, and let me know which team you think is under the most pressure coming into this college football season.